I think we just finished wrapping up that that little adventure on that planet.
Yeah, you had found some possible interesting backstories for Quats, and had take a slow space trip because you still got a wounded shuttle, and I think we were left off just as y'all were arriving back at the fleet after successfully completing your mission.
Quats is apparently the child of some crystal entity that was inside this particular cipher, as I recall. Or it was an artifact?
Artifact, yeah.
Some big machine thingy.
It was a big machine, yeah.
Correct.
Well, you're the part of their child.
What am I again?
Oh, I was saying you went in as Quats, young Quats, and came out as older Quats fused with a crystal. So maybe you are half their child.
Right. So there is at least some part of me that they recognize. We don't know for sure that that's all Quats.
I'm sure Quats believes it is, though.
I am liquid crystal, yeah!
Terminator 2, Part Alpha, the crystal entity.
The crystal entity. She's coming for your noodles. Oh, she'll twist your noodles.
Oh my.
Uh-oh. That just came out all wrong.
Well, maybe not.
So many jokes, but I'm not
so many. We can spread them out. We got a whole session. We don't have to do them all at once.
All right, so you get back to the fleet. The people that you went to rescue got there. I believe we said it was going to take you extra time to get there because of the wounded shuttles. So it was like
2 days travel for us.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was for them though.
I think they were going to get there like at least a day ahead of you.
Yeah, I think so.
And so you make it back safely to the fleet, and you have both the big ship and your little one. What are your plans? So you're gonna just go straight to the fleet with both ships, or?
We want to leave the big one away because they might try to claim that.
Yeah, we parked that one in hiding, and then we
same
usually
spot
take our
as last
shuttle over.
Oh, all right. No, I was driving. I couldn't do anything.
So yeah, that'll increase the time too, because you were a bit away from the fleet where you had stashed the ship before. If you want to do that again,
yeah, no, better safe than sorry, I think.
Easy enough done.
Can we separate and just tell the dude to head back to where he was? Or, well, actually, Jolly, it doesn't go to hyperspace. We can set the Walter.
The Walter can go to hyperspace.
I like this image of Voltron. Let's separate them.
Anyway, I guess, Brian, the question is, can the dude go back to his previously stashed location on his own? Can we save a little time by doing
that? He says that
I can drive the ship, but if something happens, I won't be fully equipped with dealing with it. But it should be
Understood.
safe enough.
Understood. No,
Is
we'll.
the doctor with him? Maybe we should just double check that because we
Yeah, we'll just take the
we
time
have a living
to do it
person
right.
on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the doctor.
These things are true.
She might be able to do things other than doctor related stuff.
Well, I'll at least offer her the chance to stop off on the fleet while we're here.
And she'll be like, "No, I'll stay here. The air's much cleaner."
Yes, the air. It feels very nice on my skin.
Ah, you robot
Beep, boop,
men
boop.
crack me up. But really, me and the dude will be quite fine on our own. Go play with Boltov.
Do we have long-range communications? We don't have any kind of communication at all, do we? Apart from shouting.
On the
The
ship,
ships come with them.
Well, you and Corvin do.
That's true.
Right. That's 50 feet or so, and that's only between me and him.
Corvin and I and Impy and I do, and Corvin and Dracon do.
Okay, maybe we should get like
Communicators. We need communicators.
Yeah, we
like,
need walkie-talkies.
let's just
Absolutely.
get some cell phones.
Let's get some old. Let's look for some old style ones
phones?
with like the battery backpack.
Ooh. Carry it around your waist. Got little bum bags with the battery in it.
Exactly. Put it around Impy, and they can carry it on their collar.
We'll just install it into Kato's back with like
There
a
you
dial
go.
thing and
Yeah,
everything.
he just
I
stops and
can't
we open a
remember.
little slot and pull it out, and
It's
it's
just-
actually a Rhoda phone. Full
Yeah,
on
he's-
Rhoda.
he's actually
stick your finger in his belly button and rotate.
I can't remember if it's tier 5 or tier 6, but I get basically open communication for the party.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's constant telepathic contact between. I can open it between like 20 people.
That's crazy. You can have a whole fucking party in your head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's-
think if we
That's
put a
when real
phone on,
life begins to mimic the RPG.
Is that a pumpkin pie?
if we were to install a phone on Kato, I think people would start using him like a public cell.
Like a payphone.
Yeah.
You charge for it.
Anyone, if he's
You could
just
just
standing
drain
around on the
him.
street,
Be an
Someone's gonna
opportunity.
come
He
up
could be
and-
like, "Oh, you thought you were making a call, but
I'll put in a thing where they have to pay,
there you go."
That's a charge for it.
and I record the conversations.
Yeah,
Kato becomes a payphone.
yeah.
I got
Uh,
big dreams.
Kato becomes the NSA. There's a difference.
Please deposit 25 more shins if you would like to continue this conversation.
That'd be a pretty handy thing to be, though, in the fleet. We could probably get some really good info.
And we can sell it to the, what is it, Confederacy?
Consortium.
For fat stacks?
The Confederacy.
I wonder if you can you record our conversations mentally?
I can. Wait, I don't know if this records sound.
He's
Does,
like, I have been all along.
Does this record sound?
Mentally record everything that you see. Store the recording permanently. It doesn't say anything about sound.
Yeah, its examples are vision based as well.
But we can flavor that in. It doesn't say it can't. So. And we've
Got
even
it.
had you share those memories in the past, right? Kind of like R2D2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got them in my brain. Oh, not my brain.
Your cortex.
I don't have any sound-based ones. I mean, some of them probably had sound, but none of them need sound for them to be for you to get the message. So either way, I guess that's up to you.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
usually
allow
if you
the sound.
if you have enough room and memory to record video, sound is like really minor compared to even the storage space of recording video all the time.
Indeed.
It's only like 30-second snapshots, though. It's like I make
GIFs.
yeah.
Vines. He makes
Yeah,
Vine
Vines.
videos.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so you're having.
Does
the
Quad
dude
still have
fo-
that tattoo?
Yep.
That's cool. Okay.
Telepathic network. It's tier 6. I get it for free. It's 0 plus intellect points.
You're tier 5, right?
4.
Yeah, I think everybody's tier 4 now.
Yeah.
No, I haven't tiered up yet. I've just kind of building up a little pile of XP before I tier up.
So it costs 0 points to turn on.
Oh, well,
And
if
I spend
you're
5, I can
if you're
contact
behind-
20 creatures at once.
I mean, I could tier up, I guess, and then wait for some more XP, but I was kind of wanting to play with XP.
yeah, I like that.
I'll
too.
do it.
Well, I mean, we originally planned to use it to make stuff, but since you're behind, I think me and Corvin can just do that.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
we can make more stuff later. I'll just tier up and then I'll start hoarding
Oh,
XP
do you have
again.
one? You have one more
mean-
before you tier up?
I mean, is your tier 4?
I actually have 2, I
That
think,
important to
because
you?
of the I have extra effort yet to take in this tier, and then I did skills, ship sensors, comms, but I believe that Mythar said that we could spend another 4x or some more XP within that same tier to increase a different skill.
Yeah, to get skills and increase skills. Yeah.
Yeah, to get an
Wait, we
increasing.
could to do it twice.
Well, because it was kind of mandatory, I think, for the ships,
Ah,
and we needed to take a ship skill, and that kind of aced us out of our skills for our, what our characters are. So I think he gave us the option of purchasing another skill increase within this tier. So
right.
really, I have 5, so 3 more, and then I can tier up. Yes. Unless I can purchase that skill increase in any tier.
Yeah, I was allowing y'all if you had the XP to get a new skill that you could get it, but it just wouldn't count towards your tiering.
Right. So I did that for ship sensor. So I still need to do effort and skills for tier 3. So I'm 3 away from tier 4.
Really?
And I don't like to give up the XP. Well, I hoard it, Ethar, for Impy and I for Impy to bring her into a crystal with me.
Yeah, that's right.
I never like to go below 2
That's
XP.
It's probably why. Yeah.
So
behind you.
and I've spent it a couple times to take her with me to get her out of danger.
Okay,
Sorry?
yeah, you wrote down skills, ship sensors as part of
Yeah.
your tier 3. Now that's perfectly fine. What I was saying is that if you had already, because you can only purchase a skill once per tier. Each of those things that you use to advance to the next tier, you can only do once each tier. If you had already done it, then I was going to allow you to get it a second time, but it not count.
Right.
But if you haven't done it, then that could
But I
still
hadn't.
count. So You bought 3 things so far towards tier 4. So if you were to spend 4 XP on something,
Yeah, but I
maybe
don't
you
want to
can-
miss the opportunity to gain a skill within my tier, within my character's abilities. You know what I mean? I want a Jack's.
Oh.
I want to.
I did. You get one when you tier
Oh,
up.
you want to take a special ability also, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was the understanding. Because when I went to tier 3, because when we got the ships, I had just gone to tier 3, and Mithar had let us know, well, you're gonna need some skills in order to operate this thing, or your guys are gonna be, novices trying to fly these ships around. So I used 4 XP to take skills in ship sensors.
Yeah, I did the same.
which would have been which would have been your one allotted for
Oh, okay.
the tiering up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then after we did that, you came back and said something about skills? And that's where I was
Yeah.
confused, I
If you
guess.
hadn't taken one, he said you could burn the XP to buy skills. So if we didn't want to buy a skill within our 4 tiers, we could purchase skills that just didn't count towards our tier up.
Right, it was just
Right,
extra-
and I
extra way
wanted
of-
that to be... Right, I wanted to burn XP to buy basically ship sensors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I could get another skill within that tier.
Does someone remember what the metal dog toy was from?
The
Metal-
what?
Middle what?
I have a metal dog toy. I'm assuming it's a toy of a dog that is made of metal.
I do not recall.
No, I don't remember.
Oh boy.
So anyway, that's where we're at. That's why I'm still tier 3, because I hoard XP for Impy.
Yeah, you didn't write any description on it.
It might just be that. It's probably scrap. You're going to use it for scrap because it's a metal.
If I use XP, can I speed up the crafting process?
Crafting process for what?
For me little robot man.
Well, we're going to burn XP to make the teleporter, and we're going to burn XP to make the gun.
Man, I got so
Cannon.
much stuff.
So that's 2 XP right there.
How would you flavor it? What would you be doing to make it faster? To make it a viable use of XP?
I suppose you'd bunker down and pull like an all weaker. And without any distractions, he'd get more done, I guess.
Or you found a better way to wire it, saving you time.
Yeah, without any distractions, and while he's all on his own, he spends the time to figure out a better way to do it.
Let's see. I would say if you spend 3 XP, you get a chance to do a mechanics roll. If you get high enough, you'll boost the output. I'm trying to remember the crafting rules. This is why I wish Numenera 2 was out already.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got no idea. All I remember is that I have it written down here how many days I've completed, and it's real small. Big number 6 out of 180 or so.
Should be more than that, because I would think, like...
No, I've
without-
had to pilot.
Oh,
I haven't been able
who's
to.
driving.
Yeah.
I can pilot, too.
See, the skill I want to get is, advance that. Spend time with the dude good at AI.
You can flex that, can't you?
If she's
That's
a
true,
jack,
that's
she
true.
can flex.
I am a jack.
Let's see.
That's what I did when I hacked Sintra. I just flexed it.
But while we've been running around adventuring, I've kept my flex on perception.
I have... For some reason... Oh, that must be a... I must have messed that up.
I can pilot, Jolly. I've got navigation.
Well, I needed spaceship piloting specifically. Navigation would be like what Quartz does.
Oh, I thought she was communication.
She uses ship
I'm
sensors
both.
to plot courses and stuff.
Yeah, ship sensors and comms. I'm Lieutenant.
Crafting rules are.
I mean, we can autopilot most of the journey. It's just because the Walter was damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we get it fixed, we'll be...
Once we get
Great.
everybody back on the dude, back
Yeah.
on the abides, yeah. Back on the White Russian abides.
But yeah, if you want to speed up the crafting, you can spend the 3 XP, and if you can make a...
I don't remember what difficulty we rolled before. I know it was high, though. It was like 9 or something. Because I wanted to make a really good robot.
Yeah, I was thinking like a 7 or so check.
And would that
to
just
see-
boost it by like... Would that just give me like a weak boost or something?
I was gonna say cut the time in half.
Oh, wow. Okay. But I'd have to spend the week with that? Because that's how I flavored it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll figure out if I want to do that once we figure out what we're doing.
But yeah, you send the dude off in the abide, and you guys are on the damaged shuttle, and you head back to the fleet. And no issues there. You're able to dock back same way you were before, and you're free to do what you want now that you're on the fleet.
We were going to go meet up with the crime boss.
It's Boltov.
Okay.
Because of that.
Easy.
We want to get paid, man. We are broke.
We need parts.
And
Gotta
refresh.
get skills. Check that out.
Oh, when we dock, are the parts there ready for us?
They were taking it to a place, but let's I can't remember if y'all had to contact the
I think we
station
saw them.
before or not. But let's say that this time when you approach, you do make contact with the fleet, and you get told to wait for a minute. And then and a representative of Boltov comes back on the line and tells you where to land. And
Nice.
when you land, it's in the docking area where they were gathering up all your materials that you had requested to repair the shuttle.
All right. Well, while they are going to bolt off, Kato will start loading the ship up.
And when you land, waiting, there is Boltov and a small retinue of toughs. And he seems very, very excited and pleased. And he actually has, if you want to help Kato, you can. But he motions to some of his people, and they start loading up your ship. And he's like, my friends, Boltov is very happy to see that you returned to us, and successful. I was most pleased to see my people return with the item that they were tasked to claim. It took you a little bit of time to get back, though. Was there any problems?
I show him the ship. Just generally point out the parts that are probably sparking.
We had some
Damaged hull.
mechanical issues.
This is why we needed the parts.
Ah, very, very good. I was afraid the consortium had decided to interfere with you.
Oh, that's how this happened in the first place.
And he kind of pats the ship hull. He's like, most of our ships look like this in one form or another. We do not have the best equipment around, thanks to the consortium and the way they keep us under a tight leash. And refresh me. Anyone write down the deal that you guys had brokered with Boltov? What was he?
It was like 500,000 credits, I'm pretty sure.
And a ship.
Yeah, not that much.
I don't remember.
It was repair parts for the ship, and then a docking collar for the abide.
That's right.
Did we
Or-
wait? Were we getting credits though?
Well, he
Yeah,
was going
it
to
was-
facilitate these repairs for us and such. And then he was going to give us at least, I think it was 15,000 credits.
No,
I
it
don't know,
was just for the repairs of our ship and that docking collar, so we could outfit our other ship to take the abide with us. He doesn't know that about the docking collar, but we wanted a docking collar for the ship, and we were working in advance.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned that.
Yeah. He was giving the
Yeah, he knows
pending the completion.
that we basically took this mission to repair and upgrade our ship. He just
Yeah.
doesn't know that we have any ship other than this one.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And he doesn't know about the dock.
So yeah, I do remember him being a little hesitant to offer much other than the materials, because he
Right.
didn't trust you. He wasn't
Right.
sure.
So he just was like, all right, I'll help these guys get their ship, upgraded a bit, and so they can, stand a chance against the consortium again. And if they do well, I got the vibe that it was like, if they can pull this one off, then maybe they'll be, useful to me in the future.
Yeah, it was our trial run.
And
he still hasn't seen our specialty. Ship hijacking.
as as as
Inside voice.
everyone
Inside voice, Kato. Inside voice.
as the supplies are being loaded up onto the ship, he pulls out of his pocket that item that his people had procured from the machine.
Quats pays extra close attention.
And actually, he has 2 pieces.
No, he does have the other half. Damn.
Quats pays super ooper duper close attention.
And he holds them both up in his hand, and he's like, I must once again thank you for aiding Daviana in reclaiming these 2 pieces from that machine.
If I recall,
What
that
are they?
allows him to control people, right?
Does it say, what are they? I'm gonna try and, distract him.
Kato figured out what it did last session.
And it looks like bluish crystalline something or another. It's kind of like jigsaw pieces.
Yeah.
And he snaps them together, and they.
I'm going in.
And they make a square cube item.
You know I'm gonna try and go in again.
Now, don't be using that on us, Boltov.
Right, I'm holding my go in action though, just to wait and see what happens with the crystal.
Okay. And he chuckles, and he kind of jiggles it at you, and he says,
Because he doesn't know yet that I can do that, does he?
I don't
Yeah.
think...
Yeah, you made a scene in the card.
Yeah, but Boltov doesn't know. Quats tends to do that, doesn't she? But
I'm pretty sure his people told him.
Word would have gotten
All right.
around.
all right, okay, yeah, he's got okay.
He might not have seen it, but he probably
Right.
knows.
He's heard rumors of it. He thinks people maybe might be exaggerating it.
Yeah, someone's got some wild imagination.
Yeah, he kind of jiggles it and says, do not worry, this is not for you. This is for the consortium.
I do like the
I
sound
say,
of that.
hey Boltov, mind if I take a look around?
Like, if you want to wander around the dock, feel free.
Poof, into the crystal. If I can. I think it repelled me last time. But maybe now that it's in one piece.
Oh yeah, you couldn't get in last time.
Yeah. So I'm a little obsessed with trying to get into this. Is the one crystal I can't get into.
Kato's a little worried. Because the last time Quats got in a crystal, she got a raging headache.
Right? That's true.
Okay.
Your fixation with the crystals. Okay, you jump into the crystal, and it's very hot.
Hot.
there.
Okay.
And a little trippy.
Ooh.
There are pulses and electrical spikes. This thing is not just an inert crystal, it's powered and wasn't really meant for living beings to be inside it.
Right. So I'm in there and I kind of start to feel a little, and I just kind of tumble back out of it, right onto the ground. Just, like the crystal spit me out, like it went, and Quats oozed out of it. And I'm like, oh, there's something powerful in there. Oof. And trippy, dude.
And you go down one step on the damage track.
Okay.
Ouchies.
And Boltov kind of jumps when you do this, almost drops the crystal before he gets it back and puts it in his pocket. And
You might want to take that out of your pocket.
well, he puts it in his pocket after she jumps back out.
Oh, right. Okay.
He waited for me to plop out of it. Yeah.
And that would have been a totally different scene. Boltoff gave birth to Quats and lost his
boy.
pants.
No.
They were kind of beat
No.
up anyway.
Whose pants? What?
Well, they're off.
Oh, I was trying to avoid that scene. So
It went there.
So yeah, Boltoff is a bit put off with your display. You people are definitely strange.
I missed that. I had to step away. Who lost pants? What?
I don't know. It was hypothetical.
Watts is jumping
was
into
Boltoff.
crystals and
Quads
startling
jumped
people.
into the crystal to check it out. She wants to, like, she's learning about crystals now and that they can be very different. This crystal has some additional form of energy kind of pulsing in it, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
kind of intended to house an organism. It's some sort of a power cell of some sort, and it twisted my noodle, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, any sort of weaponized crystal is bad.
I say, Baltov, I have some experience with mind control. Do you mind if I take a look at that thing?
He is
I say
a
it's purely academic. I won't use it.
He is a little hesitant. It's like, I don't know if I trust you that much, friend. I don't want to risk this being damaged. This could be humanity's only hope of getting off of this ailing station. And this is one of the things I wanted to speak with you with. You did such a marvelous job with the last task I set before you. I was wondering if perhaps you would want to take on a more important duty for me. As I have told you in the past, the consortium has pretty much imprisoned humanity for the crimes of our ancient fathers.
Is this this is like a consortium fleet though, right? Didn't they like mash all these ships together?
Well, yeah, they mashed a lot of ships together into a semblance of a station. Is basically, and it's kind of like what he was getting into. And as you recall, I told you how in the ancient past, our forefathers were a part of some vast army for another species. Humanity was enslaved and was being used as the fodder for this race's nefarious deeds. And the forefathers of the consortium were leading the vanguard against this oppressive force and won out the day. And humanity was abandoned. And
you guys would be very far away from the consortium if you were to move to the world that we come from.
I am intrigued with this. You had mentioned in the past about being from somewhere else. And this may be an avenue that we could look into. But
You want to go to where we're from?
I would have to know more about this. But there is a closer possibility. We do have limited number of working ships other than the ones that we cobbled together for the fleet. though those resources are getting scarcer and scarcer. And pretty soon we will not have the capability of sending out our meager spies that we do have. Pretty soon all of our resources will be spent on just keeping the fleet running, and then eventually the fleet will fail. And it does not seem that the consortium cares one way or the other. There is
Perhaps this might call for some acts of piracy.
There is a
What is a
possible
pirate?
planet that
I
we-
don't know any of those pirates. Where would we find pirates?
What is piracy?
Pirates? Piracy? They would know what piracy is. The hijacking of ships.
Ooh, we're good at that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anybody who's good at that.
Perhaps
That's
the king of
hard.
us.
He makes portals.
Guys!
So perhaps if we start
Well,
helping the consortium out by alleviating some of their burden of having to repair so many of their own ships.
Could take a little bit of their repair burden off their hands. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, perhaps this station might benefit from some of that.
well, indeed, liberating ships from the consortium will be a short-term solution to the problem for sure. Though you can only click the beehive so much before you get swarmed. The fleet is not very defensible. If we were to anger the consortium and have them come after us. But there is another task that I would like to send you on. There is a planet that is under quarantine by the consortium. And in the early days of the fleet, when we had more ships, we were allowed limited travel, mostly to gather resources to take care of ourselves. There were some areas that we were not allowed to go, and one of these in particular was this planet of which I speak. No one was allowed to get even remotely near it, much less go down to the surface. They are very, very aggressive in their stance on these. And I am curious, from all that we can gather, this planet would make a good home for humanity. More so than any of the other planets that are even in the remote vicinity of the fleet. And I would like to have some people explore what is so special about this planet. And see if it might be possible that humanity could relocate there. And he pats his pocket, this new item that you've just gathered for us, I am hoping to be able to broker a deal with the consortium so that humanity will have the rights to this planet. But first, I want to know why they want to
Can I
keep
do
people away.
Can I do some sort of a perception check to see how genuine he seems?
Or like an insight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trained in perception.
Can I have Dracon help her?
Kind of try and read into his aura through
That'll-
Dracon's crystal or something like that.
Yeah.
Whoops.
It'll just be a difficulty 3. Whoa, and you're burning holes.
No, I did
Quas-
not use the laser beam.
Kato wants that crystal, dang it. But yeah, you can do a difficulty 3 perception check.
Oops, I dropped my laser cannon.
Kato is very clumsy.
Wouldn't it suck it if it went off in your direction?
It would be a random roll to see if you take your own legs off.
He. I guess I got to make a roll for.
He passed.
Yep. She passed.
Okay. Well, I was gonna make a roll to see if Dracon helps her.
Yeah, she didn't need it.
Very cool.
So yeah, he seems sincere. You don't get any signs of deception from him.
Okay, cool. Right on. So I kind of relax if I had like a tense kind of stance, or like was uneasy. My everything just kind of chill, and I'm like, all right, sounds cool. Planet. I'm gonna go down to a. I'm interested in the planet. I go. You happen to know if there's any crystals there? Would you?
We do not know anything about this planet, other than it looks like it could support life.
The planet we came from supports life. Quite a lot of it, actually.
It's only a universe away.
A parallel dimension away.
But we know of the portal.
And
Yeah, we can go check it out.
I would like to know more about this portal you keep speaking of in this other place.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if we materialized in Earth's orbit with this space, with this hunk of space stuff? If we got it through a
I
portal.
wonder what the cow room would do.
If
They
we
come shoot him down.
The Jade Colossus springing up out of the ground.
found an artifact.
All
to
right,
make
yeah,
the
because
portal
the
large
portal
enough
is inside the Jade Colossus.
to... Kaboom!
No, well, a planet fit there. Maybe the fleet would. They'd have to come in smaller ships, though. But we could get them closer. The portal is very hard to spot. He'd have to show you where it is.
Do we know how to get back to it?
Yep.
Yeah, you should be able to.
We have the
find your way back
coordinates.
to it. Now the actual size of the portal is different from the way it looked in the fleet. Remember, when you go, I think, did someone go through it first?
Yeah, I think Kato did.
There was a size, like a depth perception difference. So like the fleet wouldn't fit through it. You're not.
It would look like it would, but it wouldn't actually. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, we could get them close, and then they could fly through with smaller ships.
I would have to look at it. It may be pushing it about whether or not the WR Abide would fit. I mean, it's a 1,000 foot by 500 foot room.
Yeah.
That the planet thing is in. The big portion of that is this big hole that's viewing the planet. You know, whether or not the actual hole to going through would fit the ship.
We just need an outpost right there by the portal, and then we just go into the portal, and the Abide just hangs out right at the other side of the portal. And so that's kind of our entryway into this dimension.
Well, okay, so once we get to that hurdle, we will figure it out.
Right? We'll cross that dimension when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boltov will be. He starts asking lots of questions about where you're from, about this portal and rulers. What's the lands like? Whether or not, and
Kato gives him a rough but fairly detailed history of what he was taught, basically. about the Ninth World while he was from James.
Yeah. And Quats gives him an enthusiastic and overly informative rundown of all the noodle spots in Ballarat.
He informs you there's roughly 3.5 million people on the fleet, and he's curious about how we would get that many through, and whether or not that many people would be welcomed on the other side of this portal.
There's a lot of open land, but you have to remember is
Yeah, I have no idea.
the society there is not as developed as probably what your people are used to.
It would be a definite invasion for sure. Yeah, you'd be invaded.
Yeah, you would have technology far beyond what they are capable of.
Well, in some aspects, yes, the city of Ballarat has its defenses. So, I would suggest if you.
Oh
went
yeah,
through,
that's
you definitely
an
have to go in
interesting.
peace.
That's an interesting weapon they have.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that.
They have a gun that cuts the limbs off people.
Oh, it didn't cut them off; they fell off.
Well, yeah, it just turns you into
They
a
just
vegetable.
fall off. Yeah. But as far as getting you through, I mean, we came through with this ship.
Smaller
you
ships
know,
would be advised. I don't think.
The Walter.
fleet.
So, I mean, we could definitely. It would take a while. Ferry
Would
people across.
To ferry 3 million people, that would probably take like a year or two, right? But it's better than what they're
But it
living in now.
is. It
But
is
it's
possible.
there, yeah. It's
Yeah.
possible.
And there was a planet close next to there, right? We didn't even go to that planet, did we?
And he'll y'all kind of seemed
If
like
we-
y'all were interested in finding out about this planet. He'll give you freely more information on the planet, including its location, and you realize that planet that y'all saw was indeed the one that he's talking about that's quarantined.
Oh.
And I believe
Oh yeah, that's like right next to the portal.
Oh, we all have a
That's
good
so
laugh.
convenient.
Oh, how about that?
I believe that your first guess on the Abide had told you about that planet. About it being
Oh,
off limits.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
you did mention that. Actually, I think it was Tavon that said that. Oh yeah, by the way, Boltov, do you know how to get in contact with? Was his name Hadrian? The mechanic.
Boltov
The engineer.
kind of chuckles. I do know of Hadrian. Yes.
Would you be able to contact him for us?
I've already have people looking for good Hadrian in Davon, as they failed to do something for me. They are proving difficult to track down.
What did they fail to do for you, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it was fairly close along the same lines of what I'm asking for you to do. Not exactly, but I had them going more along the route of trying to get information from the consortium on the planet.
Well, how about we track them down for you, and as punishment, we make them work for us on our ship.
Great minds think alike.
That way they are performing their original duties to you and serving us in the process. But they can work off their debt by helping us. And obviously, in helping us, they serve you.
In the meantime, would you have another skilled engineer that could help us?
We do have many people that have many skills. Unfortunately, things are breaking down quite seriously. I don't think I could spare anyone, but I will put word out that all is forgiven with our dear Hadrian and Tovan if they were to find you and aid you in the task I set before you. I'm sure it would not take
Sounds
long
good.
for them to come out of the hoards that they are hiding in.
Well, I'm glad that they can be of service to you and us.
So, we will talk more about this portal that you are from. Have y'all revealed anything about the portal to him?
Like where it's located? No.
What do you mean?
What it looks like? How to find it? None of that.
Nope, none
Taylor
of
said he
that.
can point it out. That's about it, I think.
Yeah, we basically
We had a laugh
revealed
that it was
we
next
know
to that
where it
planet,
is.
though.
We did. That wasn't in game, though. We just kind of chuckled when we found out where the planet was. I'll say to him, I think we should keep the location of that portal on a need-to-know basis until we're ready to use it. If we decide that's where things will end up.
Very well. Do this task for me then. Find a way to this planet's surface. Find why it's quarantined. And what the consortium's interest is on it. And make sure that it is suitable for human life. We will work on things on our end in preparation for your return. We have some things in motion to try and facilitate a relocation of the masses. And I'm going to be trying to get some of the consortium leaders to pay an early inspection and try to use this device and see if we can't get the rights to this planet for our people. And possibly end our imprisonment. And I see,
Sounds like a good plan.
I see that the majority of the supplies are loaded on your ship. I must regretfully take my leave. I have many other duties this day.
No problem.
And he turns around and walks off with the rest of his entourage. And you're free to continue on. You have a buttload of supplies now.
Hooray!
We should take the time while we're in town to fix the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm down for heading straight back to the ship and getting
How long
it done.
How long will it take for me to fix the ship?
Well, we're waiting for what's his name too, right? The two guys. I mean, if we
Yeah.
can get him to help
It'll-
us fix it too, it'll go faster.
I mean, I'm assuming it'll take me at least a few days, if not longer.
Did we want to mount that gun on this ship, or
No,
on
probably the big ship.
on the Walter?
This is a big task. And I'm gonna say it will probably take about a week's worth of work. Just plugging all the holes, fusing back the circuits, getting everything back up to where it was.
Yes.
All right.
And that will use up a good portion of your supplies. What else? Is there anything else you're going to try to do?
So we have spare supplies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, well, let's use them to turn this into a ship cannon with some XP, obviously.
I believe that was going to be 4 XP to convert. Basically,
Well, so if we turn that into a ship cannon, will it have a longer range?
say it only extends 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's a pew pew. I will say that you can use the.
Otherwise, we can maybe get a different weapon.
Yeah, you fusing it to the ship's power supply will boost it.
Ooh. Getting risky. I like it.
And yeah, I'll say it'll go up to the long range. I think long range was what we were sticking to for ranges on weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much XP do we need to use? And what
It's-
difficulty check is it?
It's 4 XP to
Did
try
you wanna
and
split that?
convert it over. And if I remember right, we were doing it with Gods of the Fall. It was a check based off the level of the item.
Which is 8, so I need a level 8 check.
You're right.
Alright. I can make it difficulty 0.
You can?
Yeah.
How the hell do you do that?
4 effort, 2 assets, and specialized.
Damn.
Where are you getting the assets from?
My tools and my arms.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
Okay, well, so that's done.
Let me just
who's
check
doing
how
our
much
bonus
that
XP?
is. Do you want to just split it even between me and you so Quats can catch up?
We can. Buddy
7,
also has
alright.
XP, and he said he wanted in on it too.
Well, I don't want to use his XP while he's not here.
Well, he said last game that he was in on that. So it's 1 XP from him. Hey, since he got a special +2 on there, does that do anything else?
Doesn't matter. I
Yeah,
was
but
just
you did
saying-
roll an 18. and
Well,
then-
he doesn't have to make a roll at all because it drops it to 0. Like he doesn't.
I was just
spend-
checking the cost on the effort.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even have to spend costs on the effort if it.
Yeah, I used effort to make it.
Oh yeah.
difficult to do.
You have to spend that. It's just that you don't have to roll for success if you drop it to 0. But yeah, you
Yeah.
still spend the costs. And the pink button should work.
Yeah, I did it manually, and then I realized the pink button was working, so that's already applied.
Wanted to make sure
So
the script
take-
was working.
Take 2 XP from me.
Klotz, are you donating 1?
No, let Quats catch up.
Well,
She's-
there she has 5. So I'm asking.
Right, but she needs it. She's behind. We're
I'm
like
happy. We
3
can.
tier ups ahead of her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have like 14 XP compared to Quats.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing for a week? Or are you assisting in the repairs?
Yeah, you're taking XP from me too.
Kato shoos them away if they come. You're just making it worse.
I do that. I do that like for the first day, for the first like half of the day. I spend pretty intently trying to get into Kato's business or bugging him and just be like, "Hey, Kato, do you remember? Hey,
Does she
Kato."
have... Does Quats have anything computerized at all?
And then she gives up on that.
I gave those back to you, Brian. I don't know what you mean.
Just dragged them?
Yeah,
And
you
then
can
I
drag
go
and drop them.
hang out. Yeah, and then I go try to study AI and programming and improve
Does,
my.
Do you have anything computerized that I would know?
Me? Am I computerized in any way?
No, do you have anything like
Skills.
I don't know, like... No,
With ship
like,
sensors
like
and
do you have
comms?
something in your inventory that is
Oh.
hackable?
Oh, do I have something hackable
Because
in my
if you
inventory?
kept annoying Kato, he would probably mess with your...
That would be destroyed. That would be okay.
Not
Let's see.
destroyed, but messed with.
Messed with. Okay, I have a small square cage that puts whatever into it into stasis. Oh, Impy's cage. Her old Pokeball. A flute with buttons rather than holes. And a semicircular device of metal and glass that project. Oh, the laser beam, my cat beam.
Cat beam?
And yeah,
Oh.
this cat laser, kitty laser, semicircular device of metal and glass that projects a
Oh,
harmless thin
laser
red beam
pointer?
of up to 50 feet. Yeah, a
Oh,
little
yeah.
laser pointer.
Is there any
I got a
chance
Pokeball.
while
a
she was
laser
poking
pointer.
around that I could have hacked that to just randomly turn on at times?
Sure. For the sense of levity, yeah.
I can roll for it.
Okay.
No, it's
He's like,
it's
like,
just
no,
an
it happens.
oddity. It's not even
So
worth it.
So what happens is the first time this happens and it just goes off while it's in Quats's pocket, is that Impy sees it and just her ears go flat and her eyes perk up like, "Oh, it's playtime!" And she squats down and starts to waggle. And Quats looks over and is like, "What are you doing?" And it just runs away.
His
Ah!
bowls are over.
Yeah, exactly. Impy just tackles her and
Right at the
and
pocket.
she is no longer bothering Kato.
Kato, do we want to work on the teleporter as well?
I don't think we'll have time. Unless we want to really stretch this out. Because just me repairing the ship is a week, right? That's before we even start working on that.
Now, for that little bit of comedy sequence, I'm going to give both Kato and Quats an asset card.
Hey!
So this
Yay!
is
Randomly drawn?
this is like a cipher. This is a one-use thing,
I think we've had them before.
right?
Yeah, we used to use them and then we stopped.
It's been a while. So, for Quats, you get the card titled "Just the Right Words."
Oh, that sounds perfect for Quats.
Heck yeah.
Right?
And this is what it does for you. You know precisely what to say to the person you are talking to. The difficulty of any interaction task is decreased by 1 step. So what I generally do when I get these is I add that on my card, or on my sheet where the special abilities are.
So that
Could I
combined
put it
with
on in like a cipher slot? Would that work? It just doesn't count as one.
Yeah, you could. And basically, I just said I put it in the special abilities because you have that little I button that you can click that posts.
I
in
got
the
too
chat.
many, I'd lose it.
But for Kato, what you get is knowing what to look for.
Oh, that's perfect also.
Nice.
You figured out what to look for. Now you just have to find it. The difficulty of any perception task is decreased by 1 step.
Difficulty of perception. Okay. And these are one use. Drop.
One use.
Play it when you want to. Things,
Yep.
right?
Yep, whenever you think it would benefit you, whenever you're making one of those type of checks, you can use that card once.
Okay. I'll be right back. So.
All right. So Kato is working for a week. He doesn't want any assistance. What do the rest of you guys do for a week?
I was going to search for the other 2 guys, see if I can find them, get the engineer to help us speed things up.
Alrighty. And what does Quats want to do?
I'm gonna take that time after, and I'm gonna turn my curiosity back towards the artificial intelligence that's on the ship, and towards improving my knowledge of, computers, sensors, communications, and AI. Because Quat's eventually, and she's hanging out with the dude, basically, doing this, and she wants to work with him in programming AI personalities for the shuttles so that they can stay in communication. So the shuttles can have little AI personalities that are with them as well. So she's hanging out with the dude and eating noodles and learning.
Okay. The dude is amused and interested in your interest in this endeavor. He is hesitant and very standoffish about giving you access to his program, though. He doesn't want you tampering with him. He will.
Do I hear this
No, but-
conversation?
Yeah, but can he create little copies of himself for little projects for me to work on? And some minor AI projects that he starts me with or something?
He will give you some insight on how to do some limited program for the other ships. So basically, it's like my voice attack program that I use on the stream, and when I'm playing games like Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen, basically voice activation commands. So basically, it you say fire missiles, and it pushes the buttons on the thing to fire the missiles, and you hear a computer readout in whatever voice that you choose saying, "Missile lock on, missile firing."
Right? Like these really crude kind of holographic avatars that require some manipulation that make the ships function somewhat better, but are only like childlike attempts at something as sophisticated as the dude.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get holographic, but audio. So you got like Knight Rider style of AI, just not sentient. Is what he can assist you in trying for.
So, a VI then, not an AI.
Right.
she gets loves it. She gets hard to work. Can't wait to see the ways in which her novice programming skills screw things up.
So, if you want to do one for each ship, you're just trying to make me do more voices. That's all it is. You just want me to do more accents. I see where this is going.
Walt, shut up, Donnie!
You just want me reciting the whole freaking story of the Big Lebowski. That's
No,
all.
it's up to you. You can be like, I could screw the voice up, and it could come out sounding like.
Oh, I'm going to screw the voice up. You don't have to worry about that.
No, you never will. It'll always be Quats that screws it up. It'll always be her fault.
So, if you want to try and do some programming to get this done during the week, it'll be a difficulty 5 check for each ship.
And what would we call that skill? I just do an intellect.
It would be programming, right? That
Yeah,
would be
computer
the skill.
programming. Just flex it.
Yeah, I'll flex
could
it
flex
as
it,
computer
yeah.
programming. Yeah.
Yeah.
There, I'll just add computer programming as a skill, and I'll flex it.
That is a perfectly viable option for a Jack, which makes
And
Jack
that makes
so much
it
fun.
easier for the GM. You don't have to come up with any funky mechanic.
It's fairly simple in Numenera.
All right, so she's gonna try real hard because she has a genuine interest in this. So let's see how she does.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Oh,
First one of the day.
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait to see what these computer programs do.
We come back to find Quas unconscious for the last week.
And the ship's gone.
So, which ship was this one for?
The Donnie, I was
Not-
working on the
not the Walter.
Donnie. For sure
It
the
was-
Donnie, because I'm sure Kato was working on the Walter. There was no way I could have got access to the Walter.
Yep.
All right, and give me a roll for the other.
Oh, I gotta try again. Okay, well, let's, yeah!
Okay.
I can't believe Kato let me work on the Walter after what I did to the Donnie.
So-
He hasn't seen that yet.
For the first one, you go down and you bust open a couple of panels underneath the dashboard, and you're fiddling away. You got your notes that you've taken with your conversations with the dude, and you know what? Let's switch things over. We should be on another map.
Instead of Kit from Knight Rider, we get Kurt.
And so yeah, you and
His name's Doug, and he's a nice guy.
you had a nice long talk with the dude, and he gave you some instructions on programming VI and how to get it set up to run different aspects of the ship. And it takes about half a week for the first one and the rest of the week on the other one. And yeah,
We need a montage.
things are
Programming
going
montage.
things are going pretty good. You're crunching on noodles in between working with the wrench. You had a couple of sparks happened here and there, and one small fire you put out real fast. No one even saw it. And when someone asked, you're like, "Oh, I burnt my noodles."
It's a Quats montage.
It's all good. You get everything finished up. You put the panel back on, and
Fire up montage.
what was you wanting the voice to sound like?
Just any. It didn't. I did not have any strong feelings in either way how the voice sounds, but maybe, he was kind of a accommodating guy like Donnie, always maybe just a little bit behind the conversation.
Kato just posted a picture of a Sasquatch for those on the feed.
Was that what you're?
And I was just kind of going for just like an easygoing kind of guy that'll shuttle us around and just kind of go from planet to planet, and maybe be good at cards or something. I don't know.
He's got a little bit of anxiety, but he's all right.
Right? Yeah.
So that's what the laughter was about. I had the wrong thing set up on Discord. Okay. Oh goodness.
Oh my god.
That's what he looks like in the hologram.
Well,
we didn't get a hologram, thankfully. Maybe we do now. Maybe that one gives us a fucked up hologram.
This is what I was thinking of.
Oh boy.
Where would you guys like to go?
You start up the ship and it goes, "Hey, you guys!
Rocky Road!
Where would you like to go?"
So, everything's
okay, we go down.
Everything seems to work.
Worked just fine.
Work good, and you fire it up, and what do you do to test? Because basically, this will you will be able to give an audio command for it to try to perform one ship function per turn. But since this is a very limited AI, it's not going to be as good as if you had done it yourself.
Well, it was just something like, "Hey, Donnie." Kind of like a "Okay, Google" kind of thing, or "Yo, Alexa." So yeah, just kind of like, "Hey, Donnie."
Yes, Quats.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm Quats. So, welcome to the fleet, and yeah. Go to bed now. Or something simple like, "Hey, Donnie, how about we fire up your sensors here?"
And
comms, because I think I'm gonna talk to Kato or something through comms or something. Yeah.
See the ship's panels in question light up and beep in awaiting response. And he says, "There you go, Klotz. Oh, you could have did it yourself, you know."
Oh, yeah, I could have, Donnie. Thank you. Oh boy, thanks. But I'm really glad you're here.
But
okay.
Really, mention it or not.
He's a dick.
Oh, he's really not very accommodating kind of guy.
He's Steve Buscemi. Don't forget.
But I'm really proud. Quats is happy as can be right now. She's like, "Yes, I did it. I can't wait to show Kato." And she shuts it down. Boom, 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 boom.
I can't wait.
And gets ready to take all of her mad skills she's sure she's got now, not realizing her failure yet, to go program some VI for the Walter.
Oh boy. So yeah, the rest of the week is spent with you repeating the process on the other shuttle.
Right.
There are a few terse moments where you've got just junk everywhere in the way. Kato is trying to work, and you're just getting in his way, and he's just griping at you. He's got a very stern imagery on his faceplate that you're totally ignoring.
Exactly.
He put some interesting things into your noodles a couple of times.
It's
Right.
This is what's on his face. And then it
Yeah.
turns into this.
I'm oblivious because I'm a badass programmer. I'm really proud of my first project, Donnie. Couldn't be happier with myself.
And by the end of the week, you finish up. You have a couple of extra parts from the from the first
From the panel.
attempt on the other shuttle, and you figured you would just throw those in somewhere on the other shuttle.
Yeah, I just start a bucket.
And so you had some extra,
Just put it in the glove box.
like figuring that it would aid the ship if you just like glued them to the top of the panels.
Right?
So
And just stick them there. Like, they're there.
got some knobs and dials that don't really do anything. They're just, and they're not professionally glued at all. They're like extra globs
isn't
of glue. And,
Like some drug-induced haze from some additive into my noodles from Demon Donnie.
and so you get finished. And what do you try to do to test out the? This is the Walter, right? The Walters via.
Right, the Walter. So, I just say, hey Walter, when's the tournament? And that's like the cue for Walter, the character. Would be obsessed with the bowling tournament, so that would immediately get his attention. He wouldn't be able to resist talking about the tournament, so that would be the cue for him to come online. And he always responds with when the tournament is. Even if that's a bullshit date or time.
Let's see. What did you get? You rolled a 11. Difficulty 4. And difficulty 6. Okay. So you ask him, and coming up with the voices, he replies with, or the ship replies with, every day is the tournament.
All right, hey Walter, how you feeling? Hey Kato, how about running a little diagnostic on yourself? How are your parts feeling? Kato fix you up good?
All ship systems are running nominally, Quats.
All right. Nominally.
Yeah.
Nominal.
Quats?
Right. Hey, Kato! Meet Walter! Check it out! Hey, Walter! When's the tournament?
Every day is the tournament.
What tournament?
You can just
There's a tournament?
voice activated. Yeah. Just this is Walter. Just talk to him. He can tell you stuff. You can just voice activation. It'll make stuff a lot easier now. Check it out.
What is the tournament for?
This is a bowling tournament. You know, it's check with the...
I do not know, Kato. It seems to make Quats happy, though.
Yeah, it does. I just kind of skip off of the Walter and then go back to the Donnie because I want to fire up the Donnie to have him talk to the Walter.
Is this an AI class?
Ish, yeah. Yeah, I've been studying. What do you think? I'm
I
learning
think
programming.
we should be careful.
I
Of
was
the
very
7
careful.
that I know well, 6 of them went rogue.
Oh, didn't even think of that. You got it, Kato. I'm too pleased with myself to really take Kato's warning seriously, and I just kind of leave.
Can I, the one in the Walter, can I hack it?
Quite easily.
So that it can't have ship trolls?
Well, when you hack into it, you find out that it's very, very rudimentary, and that little conversation wasn't even really a conversation. It was just a pre-programmed text-to-speech thing that she had set up. So it made it seem like it was more intelligent than it was.
So, wait, but it can still turn on systems though, right?
Basically, it doesn't do anything on its own. So if you say turn on lights, it turns on lights. If you say fire a missile, it'll push the button basically that fires the missile,
Ah, okay.
but it doesn't target
it's push to
anything.
talk.
It's right, okay. It's, yeah.
It just performs.
Yeah, exactly.
actions.
It's just a set of voice interaction tools, basically.
Kato double checks it and then leaves it as it is.
Walter is just a very, very simple, pleasantly programmed voice response system. Not too sure about the other one. And Corvin.
Yeah.
You were wanting to spend a week trying to find the other two adventurers.
Yeah.
And Boltov had set his people out to try to entice them to come back as well. And about halfway through the week, you meet a lot of interesting people. You get lost quite a few times wandering around the fleet.
Oh, I was going to track them down with my Seski. I'm sure I could catch one of their scents from the engineering bay on the Abide and hunt him.
Right.
He has tracking.
You don't get any sense of Tavan.
It's not the one we want anyway.
And
You want me to roll for tracking?
give me a difficulty 5 tracking. There's a lot of people.
Well, I won't do it.
And give me another one.
Jeez. Yep. He's even trained in it.
Slightly better.
You find quads.
So yeah, you wander around for a bit, but you're You're not getting any scent on either one of them. Are you trained in perception?
Nah.
Is that a yes or
No, I'm
okay?
not.
All right, never mind.
I could try using mind reading to see if I can pick up their thoughts.
That'll be pretty difficult.
No, I was going for
Yeah.
something else, but it doesn't matter. But halfway through the week, when you're just after you've given up for the tracking, after you're coming back from this very interesting restaurant that you had found. Quat's it's not interested because it was not noodles. It was some very interesting.
Didn't even give
looking-
it 2 looks.
Interesting
Couldn't care
looking
less.
plant, vegetarian style looking meal, but it actually tasted like meat. And it's quite fulfilling. And on the way back, you hear someone call out your name behind you. And when you turn around, you see Hadrian bounding towards you with a big grin on his face.
Say hi there.
And howdy to you! I hear that you done went and made old Boltoff less angry than he generally is with those that, anger him.
Yes, that is true.
How'd you go and pull off a thing like that?
Yeah, we did him a favor, and he was nice enough to grant us a favor by you coming to work for us for free as a payment of your debt to him.
Yeah, did hear something from some of them goons of Hadrian's that he'd overlook our disagreement if we would come and help you with something that you were doing. Details were a bit on the sketchy side, though, so I guess you can fill me in on it as we head on back to that glorious ship of yours. How by the way, did you manage to keep that out of Boltoff's clutches? He would have loved to get his hands on that piece of machinery.
What ship? I give him a wink. I say, I only know of the ship in the docking bay.
Oh, I see. So,
Which that ship could probably use for a little bit of your expertise. We've got Kato working in there right now, so you need to head over and lend a hand.
well, that sounds quite doable. What is this top secret mission that we doing for Mr. Boltoff anyway?
We got to go check out some planet or another and tell him what we found. That's about it.
Yeah, he does seem to be fixated on the planetary bodies.
Yeah, we're going to check it out. It's that one that you had mentioned.
He kind of stops in his tracks. Said the which one that I mentioned?
You know, that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't know. That's why I asked. It's
don't know.
been a while. Trying to recall what all I had said to you.
Oh, something about it being under quarantine. But we're going to go sneak down and check it out. to see if it's habitable, and get back out of there.
Well, that kind of puts a different perspective on matters. I'm beginning to think it'd be best if I just go back into my hidey hole.
Yeah, maybe. I suggest you come with us, though. You can always stay on the ship, if you know what I mean.
That was a fine ship.
We're not asking that you come down to the planet. We're just asking that you come with us, which I think is a pretty good, fair trade.
Man, I'll tag along for now. I would like to not have to worry about bolt off any longer. So, unless things get hairy, I'll see where this heads.
Bring your friend, or let's go get him now. How's that?
What friend would that be? Hadrian has lots of friends.
The
Most
animal
of them
handler.
don't even punch me.
The animal handler.
Oh, you mean Tavon? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen him since we parted ways. He kind of vamoosed a bit.
Well, I'm sure he'll turn up. Why don't you head to the docking bay where we got our other ship? It needs some help. We got some parts that need installing. Cato's there. I'm sure he'd welcome a hand. Speed up the process a little.
Hell yeah, as long as he don't punch me no more.
No promises.
And yeah, so you take him back to the ship.
Yeah.
And he'll walk up to you, Cato. I hear that you looking for some help with patching these holes and whatnot.
Is the ship already repaired?
This is about halfway through.
I just hand him a wrench.
Well, as talkative as ever, I see. Well, let's get to looking on this and see what needs to be done. And he just keeps rambling. He goes switch over to technical and starts just spouting out mumble jumble about the damage and the repairs. He don't even seem to need anyone that's listening to him. He's just happily going on about the repairs. He does throughout the rest of the week kind of stop periodically and look over his shoulders, especially since you're still in the docking bay, basically. Boltoff's people are wandering around every so often, and every time those guys show up, that's like one of the few times he gets quiet, and he's just checking them out. And the rest of the week passes, and you now have your ship back up to full health. It's back up to its normal stats. You got limited voice AI on the other shuttles, and you're free to do what you want to do.
I didn't take it off this one when I found out it was just voices.
Right.
It's still there.
Did you go and look at the other one as well, or?
Nah, just this one.
Okay.
Once I figured out this one was like that, I figured the other one was probably like that too.
Even worse.
I'm sure he'll find that out soon enough.
Because guess Quats is piloting the Donnie. Or Corvin does.
Did you get my message?
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you want to do Or
We were going to. I already rolled to install that gun. And how long's that going to take?
I will.
Yeah, we'll head back to the Abeyance, right? Yeah.
I will say that is just part of the.
We put that on the abides, right?
Oh yeah, you wanted to put that on the abide, so yeah, that would be. Y'all'd have to do that once y'all get back to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That'll probably take just a couple of days. You got Hadrian to help out now.
Easy enough. Did we get any spending money off Boltov?
No.
Oh. Do we have enough food?
Yeah, we have a
Alright, we
replicator.
have. I keep forgetting.
And
Kendo
you don't
doesn't
eat.
eat.
Can I ask Baltov if he? I want to go see Baltov, if I can.
Yeah,
I'll go with him.
That's easy enough. Yeah, you can go back and see Boltov.
If I'm not building something, I'll go with him.
Benz, when were you wanting to do it? Because you had a lot of free time, Corvin.
Yeah, I'll go during some of my free time. It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to take a break, Kato. If Kato wants to take a break, he can come with me. We've got the 2 engineers now, so.
Sure, yeah, he probably takes an afternoon away from Quats. With that blinking laser pointer. Talking to AIs all day.
So he leaves Hadrian to contend with Quats.
They probably just talk to each other non-stop, right?
Pretty much. They don't even have time to like get annoyed with each other. It's like Quas is talking about one thing and Hadrian's talking about the other, and they're barely paying attention to each other, but they were just both talking. And yeah, so you head off to see Boltov. You get to the club. The people there recognize you. Boltov's put out the word that you're doing something for him, and anytime you show up, to just let you come right into him because they're expecting you to have word on the task. And you come in just one day, right as Boltov is finishing up a lunch, and he kind of checks something on his wrist, and then looks up at you. My friends, surely you have not had enough time to complete the task already. What can Boltov do for you?
Well, we're almost done with the ship repairs, according to my friend Kato, and we found our engineer. He found me, in fact. And so he's working on it also, but Kato needed a few-minute break, and so we came to you. I was wondering if you had any long-distance communication devices or would know where to acquire some.
This is something you wanting for personal use or for, like, say, on the ship? For the ship should be able to make the communications already. Unless it's more damage than what you let on.
I believe personal use was our ideal. Correct, Kato?
Yes.
We're fine with short range, but long range is difficult.
Well... And how much would you be willing to pay for such a transaction?
That depends on what it does.
I am sure I can find something that meets the specifications that you have asked for. Very quite simple. It will allow two people to talk to each other.
Would it also be able to talk to the ship?
It should be very simple for your ship to sensors to be linked up with whatever device that you get to talk with each other. It's a very minor thing.
Oh, well, good.
But these things are not cheap or free. So,
Well, I was hoping that you would give them to us as a cost of doing business so we could complete our tasks faster, or just tack it onto our tab and we will continue to work it off.
I do like having people further indebted to me. I do not know if you know this about Boltov.
I had a hunch.
It is good business to keep those that do good things for you close at hand, yes?
Yes.
Very well.
But I assume you'll just take it out of our funds on mission completion.
Indeed. We did kind of gloss over that part, didn't we? There were so many questions going on. There wasn't no talk about pay.
Yeah, I just figured he patted his pocket for pay, but we didn't discuss how much it was.
Which works out fine for both of.
But I think in our previous conversation, we before this last mission is we'd continue to work for him if we could get parts and stuff for our ships. Well, our ship, as far as he knows, but we may need more parts. So
he thinks for a minute and he leans over and talks to one of his people, and they run off, and he says, I was just finishing up my lunch. Would you care to sit in and join while we wait on this transaction to be finished?
of course, it'd be rude to not sit and dine with my employer.
Kata's gonna wander the room.
It is just as garish as it was the last time, with the silk draperies hanging off the walls and the big plush cushions everywhere. There's a couple of toughs eye you as you walk around, but there's a lot of people lounging around and having side conversations who get quiet when you approach and pick up again after you wander away.
In his boredom, he'll use this.
Okay. Who is he using it on?
Well, it only works on certain things, right? Does it even work out here?
Oh, that's the thing that tracks your... Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that other tracker that you have.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're not picking up anything. And there's a nice array of deli meats and cheeses and some wine on that table that's in it's a big circular table. Basically, where he sits is this big circular pit with a bunch of plush cushions around it.
Huh, okay. I will sample. Not stuffing myself, but, being respectful.
It only takes a couple minutes. And in that time, Boltov, he asks, so how is the good Hadrian these days?
As country as ever.
It's very loud.
Yes, as loud as Hadrian is, it amuses me that it was so difficult to find him. It seems that when he wants to, he can be quiet as a mouse. It just seems to be very, very limited times when that is. Do let good Hadrian know that he is in my thoughts.
Will do. We still haven't found him yet. But we're hoping to come across him soon. I was wondering if you have any weapons that we may tack on to our mission supplies.
Sadly, weapons are scarcer to come by than most other things. It is regrettably one of the things the consortium has a tight hold on.
Well, if we come across any, we will bring them back.
That could be very useful for our endeavors and something that would grant much favor with Boltov.
Sounds good.
And eventually someone comes walking in with a little wooden box, hands it over to Boltov, who opens it up and sets it on the table. And you see inside there are 3 circular stones. And they just look like flat, slightly curved, smooth river stones of a very glossy black sheen. He picks one up and he holds it out to you, Corvin.
Thank you.
And with this, you will be able to link up communications between whoever else has one of these stones.
How does that? Do we just touch it?
And
Is it mechanical or electrical, or how does it work?
he takes it out of your hand, and he, with a big wolfish grin, he slaps you on the side of the face. And
Well, wait, what?
With the stone in his hand, and hanging off of your cheek is now the stone stuck to your skin.
Ah,
And it's a very weird sensation. It's slightly cool, and almost kind of feels sticky.
let's see. Does it need skin contact?
What was that? I couldn't make that out.
Does it require skin contact?
Yes, you will have to wear it like this. It senses and modulates muscle movement and sound vibrations when you speak to transmit the signal. And,
Interesting.
And Kato, you see that Corvin now has his stone hanging off of his cheek, and as he's talking, it kind of pulses, lights up with these neon blue glowy lines in a geometric rune type shape every time he speaks.
Does it have like a little voice meter going?
See, Kato does not have skin, so how would it work on him?
Well, that might be a a little bit of a challenge. I have to admit we don't have much contact with robot men.
That's fine. He can still talk to me. What's the range on these things?
Well, we have not fully tested these things out. This is part of a new acquisition, if it as you may describe it, from a group of consortium individuals who will, let's say, will no longer be needing them.
Well, that sounds good. I'm sure I can find some use for them.
But they should generally be good enough to at least allow you up to around 100 feet. If not more, but at least that.
Okay.
As I said, we just acquired them. I am a little loath to let go of such unique toys, but this mission is quite important, so I want to make sure you have every tool you could possibly use at my disposal to see its completion.
Oh, fantastic.
Now, is there anything else that Boltov could do for you?
We need money.
What do we need money for, Kato?
To buy things, such as
What?
extra pots.
I think he's providing us with all the parts we need.
We haven't gotten pots.
Now, that is a robot after my own heart. Boltov must say he approves of the talk of proper compensation. And Boltov was amused during our last conversation that no talk of payment for this had come up. It seems Boltov is not as lucky as Boltov thought he was going to be. But very well, if Metal Man wants some money, Boltov can make sure that some payment is giving. How about let's say the sum of 5,000 credits if you are to succeed in the task that has been set before you.
That's a piece?
That is total.
Sounds okay to me.
Sure. And parts if we need them.
We might be able to scrounge up more parts. Just do keep in mind every bit of material we give you is one less that keeps the fleet alive.
This is true, but also, if we're successful, you won't need the fleet much longer.
It is the gamble that I am betting on, but I can only bet so much. But we shall see what your needs are.
Sounds good.
As it is right now, I think this is quite fine a compensation. So when do you think you will be setting out to complete Boltov's mission?
Should be just a few more days and we'll be done. Once all the repairs are complete, we'll be off.
Boltov looks forward to hearing of your safe return and successful completion of this mission. Do let me know if there is anything else that Boltov may be able to provide for you.
Will do. Thank you.
And he has his people escort you back out.
What about putting that docking ring on the other ship? because that was part of the deal. Is a docking ring.
No, we didn't mention the other ship.
No, but we mentioned the docking ring, so we'll have the docking ring in the cargo.
We have spare parts. Maybe we can just make it.
Well, we can take it to the other ship, and we have. I mean, you can work outside.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that before we go to investigate, so we can take the bigger ship with us?
Yeah, we
do you
should
think
definitely
leaving
take
it?
the big ship.
Leaving it out there is just calling for someone to steal it. We could just take the smaller ship.
No, definitely
know.
take the big ship.
Yeah.
The doctors also on it, so.
Well, I mean, we can leave, go and put the docking ring on. I mean, and then go to the planet. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Exactly. He doesn't need to know that we're gonna spend a couple of days doing repairs on the Abides, or some upgrades
Yeah.
on the Abides.
Yep, you were wanting to put that gun on the Abide, so while you're working on that, you could install the docking ring.
On the way back to the ship, Kato talks to Corvin a bit. Corvin, I've been this week of repairs has given me a lot of time to think.
Hold on, Jelly. I'm on the phone. 1 second. Sorry.
Good time.
I want this big critical role story element interaction moment. Crickets.
Hang on.
Oh.
I just read it as Corvin being uncomfortable with the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh well, this wasn't expected.
The robot wants to get emotional. Yay. It never goes well when Kato gets emotional. It's getting excited too.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to. We've been going for 2 hours. Let's use this as a
I'm back.
break opportunity as he gets back. As I switch to the break screen.
Timing is amazing
So
today.
let's not take a break.
Well,
I'm
we
so
can
sorry. My wife wanted to know what we're going to do for dinner with the kids, and so I had to take that call real quick.
Let's
'Cause
go
I like
get
to eat.
a drink or something.
I'm not like Kato. I like to eat food. It's crawfish for dinner tonight.
God, I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be back.
All right, so let's take a quick break, couple
Sorry.
minutes, and then we'll be right back.
Alright.
And we're back. And I like these little things because I don't have to talk anymore. So feel free.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so Kato talks to Corbin on the way back to the ship. He says, Corbin, this week of repairs has given me a lot of time to think.
About what?
James and his creations. And I think since we're going back to that planet, this would be the best time for me to go back to the Ninth World.
After we conclude our business on the planet, or before?
Before.
Well, if you go before, what about checking out the planet for these people that are here?
Since we have been coming back to the fleet from that planet a few days ago, or like a week, or 2 weeks ago, or something. I haven't been able to shake it. I feel like I'm doing James a disservice by not finishing what I started.
I'd have to agree. I mean, I definitely want to go after those robots still. We definitely need to make it back to the Ninth World. But I think the people here need our help. And maybe we should help them first and then go back. Everything happens for a reason, Kato. Maybe we're meant to help these people, and they will help us in turn find what we're looking for. And we did find Hagrosth here, which is also part of the puzzle.
Yeah, I agree with you mostly. I feel like we have a good thing here, but I just feel like I need to go back and fix this.
No, I want to go to the planet, and then after we figure out what's going on with the planet, we go back to our world and complete our tasks. If we go before, I feel like we're doing a disservice to the people here that are being slowly killed by the consortium.
To be perfectly candid, I don't really care about them.
That being true, they're still humans. And I think as far as who James was, we're still being true to him by doing the right thing.
Okay.
But it is possible that one of his creations made it through the portal and could be down on that planet.
As far as we saw, the hunter-killer was the closest to doing so. But I do know of the others to be on the planet. The one we came from.
Were they all on that planet? I don't remember.
Yeah, I got readings for all of them.
Well, it shouldn't take too long to go down to this planet, see if it's hospitable, and then leave, and then report back to Baltov, and then we can jet out of here.
Are we able to, from the ship, are we able to send messages to the fleet, or do we have to go back to the fleet?
That was going to be my next question.
You haven't tried. You do know that you the last time on the return trip to the fleet, you got hailed by them as you were approaching. So you should be able to send them messages. You just don't know
Not sure
how
on the
far.
range. Right. Well, I'll ask the dude and Hadrian if they would know.
Yeah, Hadrian would definitely be able to tell you, like, yeah, you should be able to communicate with the fleet. I can help set that up. Range could be kind of iffy. I think the most I've ever tried to communicate with them was about a 2-day travel distance. Generally, the fleet tries to keep any long-range communications to a limited factor because of possible reception by the consortium.
Do you remember where we met?
How could I forget?
Would we be able to communicate from there to the fleet?
We could. Like I said, it would be prone to possible interception. That is a high concentrated area of consortium fleets.
Okay.
Being so close to that damnable planet, they do keep close watch on anything happening around there.
All right, so we're gonna have to go back to Boltov then.
If you wish, you can go back to Boltov, or he will accept you if you want to get another audience.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
when we
after.
find out. I mean, after we've done.
Well, Kayla, do you mind waiting a few more days? Or do you think this is so urgent we need to call off whatever we've got with Baltov?
How far away is the planet from here?
Definitely needed to go back and watch the other episode. It was a bit of travel. I know y'all were chasing, but y'all
We
went.
used hyperspace to get here, yeah.
But y'all went.
Yeah.
You went somewhere else instead of going straight to the fleet.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? We went
Yeah, you went.
following that other ship.
You actually went very close to the consortium main base. I will say that it is a. And this is probably not going to be accurate from what we did before, but let's say that because of the route that y'all took, there was 2 ways that you could go to get there. One would take 4 days amount of travel, and there's another way that could shorten it to about 2 days travel, but it goes through a dangerous bit of a nebula field that Hadrian warns you most people avoid because it's prone for ships to not return out of.
All right. So 4 days.
4 days.
All right, that's not too far. That's closer than I thought.
What do you think, Kato?
If we're gonna go to the planet, I think we should use the portal before we go back to Boltov.
How long do you think we'll be in our world before we go back to Baltov?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think we can take our larger ship. So why don't we go back to our world, and we can let the guys here, our engineer, fly back towards Baltov and give him the communique. And then he can bring the ship back here and wait for our return.
You mean send Hadrian on the Donny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta give my son a bottle. Give me a second.
It sounded like it was that time. Okay, so
We'd be on the ship now talking about this because we asked about long distance communications.
right. Yeah, I figured that y'all were on the Walter or headed
And
back
probably
to
the Abide since we talked. Dude.
You still got a little bit of time
I'm back.
to spend setting up the Abide as you want. So you had plenty of time to talk.
We can leave specific instructions to the dude that Donnie's allowed to take the shuttle to relay the message about the planet, and we can go back home, and we can have the Abide wait for us. Maybe not necessarily around the planet, but in hiding.
Does the... No, it doesn't have stealth or anything. You just mean like hover it around there somewhere?
Yeah, or go back to remember where we hid it to go to...
That's real close to the fleet though.
It is. Or we can just have it travel in hyperspace until we come back.
Which, if we send... Well, here's the thing. If we send Hadrian in the Donny to go give word, he's going to be flying for 2 months because it can't go into hyperspace.
Yeah.
He'll probably just take the ship and bail.
Possibility of that.
So we'd probably have to take the Donny through the portal.
Oh, I was thinking we'd take the Walter through the portal.
But then we'd have to send Hadrian back with the actual ship.
That's true.
What's Quat's opinion on this conversation, by the way?
Have we clued her in yet?
We're on the ship.
Oh, we're back on the main ship. Okay.
Yeah, we asked about long distance communications.
Who knows, Quat? So you there?
Kato, come sit at the table.
Yeah. Kind of absent-mindedly looks up from the panel that she's on. He goes, huh?
We're talking about going back to the Jade Colossus.
Yeah. That's cool.
But we aren't sure we're going to be able to take the ships with us.
Oh, how come?
Portal's too small.
It's very small.
What can we take with us? We know we came here in the Walter, right? So we know he fits.
That's about it.
Yeah.
The dude won't fit?
No.
We don't think so. Not unless we can figure out a
We
way
could
to
try
expand the
it, but
portal.
if it's not big enough, there's a chance it could break the ship.
Well, I don't know. You guys... I think you guys probably know best what to do. I'd like to go back to the Colossus. I mean, we gotta check on the place in Ballarad. See how things are going.
We just may lose the dude in the process.
Why? You think Hadrian's gonna steal him?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Quats, do you know of my mission? My task?
Yeah, I know you've been looking for some of your brethren there, your AI brothers, and tracking them down.
Yes, that's part of it.
I want to go find them.
And they're not in
finish
this dimension, are
Because
they?
we're kind of building a life here, and I want to finish my business in that world before we.
Right, we kind of started
Yes,
building a
that's
life there too. It just kind of seems like what we do, huh? Maybe we're not really pirates at heart. Either way, guys, really, Kato, this is your mission. I support you. So, I got a lot of stuff to think about myself that I found out about just in this dimension. So I got some stuff I'm processing, and I'm having fun with the programming.
Would you rather
So-
stay here, Quats?
I think I would really like to figure out a way for us to maybe improve the odds that the Abide will stick around for us in some way, or that Hadrian will be a trustworthy employee. Maybe we hire him.
Well, Hadrian's going to stay on the ship when we go down to the planet anyway, so there is a possibility that he takes the ship and leaves us.
Right. So, I mean, I don't think there's a way we're going to be able to guarantee that Hadrian's not going to take our ship. So, and, you know, he really kind of brought the story together, but easy come, easy go, I suppose, with the dude, you know?
Perhaps
Maybe
Okay.
it would be best if
Your mission, I think, Kato, is more important than space pirates in another dimension right now.
this is something I've been doing for years.
Right? So, yeah, I
but
can
if-
totally put this on hold and see and let it be what it'll be, and, you know,
Well, the
we come
question is,
back
do we
and
want to
then
go
here,
through the
then-
portal first?
then he loves us.
Do we want to go through the portal first
I think we
and
should
then
take
come
the
back?
Walter and the Donnie through the portal.
That is a possibility. Should we go and check out the planet first, or go home first?
Back to Ballarat first, or to the planet first? Can we send... Maybe we could try and send a robot down. Kato, can you build something that can tell us whether the planet is hospitable for human life?
I can try.
And maybe we can send a robot down to tell us about the planet. And then we can, have that robot check in with us at Ballarat. And when we get info, it does its analysis or whatever. I don't know.
It
I'm
might
just
take
trying
me
to have
a
my
bit
bowl
longer.
of noodles and eat it too, you know?
Kato kind of perks up and waits when Quat says noodles. Do we lose our DM?
No, I'm here. But you're on the Abide.
Yeah.
I don't think that applies if you're on the Abide, right?
Aren't all the
What?
ships here?
What's
What
that?
happened? What did you do, Kato?
It doesn't work?
Something's
gets
supposed to
he
happen
gets
to
real
me every
disappointed.
Time I say noodles. Oh, he kind of
What
just
doesn't
looks
work?
like, wah, wah.
Hold on.
What was supposed to happen to me?
Hold on.
All you notice is that Kato perks up when you said noodles and then gets disappointed.
Wait, what didn't work?
You don't know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine.
Something about noodles?
Something about stifling quats and noodle mouths.
Well, do we want to go through the portal first and then go down to the planet? Or do we want to go down to the planet first and then go through the portal?
Can we dispatch a robot to the planet and then go through the portal? Can we program that robot with...
Well, I think Hadrian may be more inclined to stick around. If we haven't gone down to the planet yet, that means the mission's not done. So if we go back home first and then come back...
That's an excellent point. And we don't need to tell him why. We can just stop by Ballarad and then see what's happening. Okay, sounds good. I like that.
Well, it's not just a stopover.
So, are you going to take Hadrian with you through the portal or leave him on the ship?
Now, we've started building something here. I just want to make sure this is what you want, because I could be looking for these other robots for months.
Well, that's a possibility.
And
let's go get them.
Where are
however
y'all,
long it takes.
Where are y'all having? Let's actually use the map. Where are y'all having this conversation?
Probably
since you're on the Abide.
Probably the crew quarters, like here, I guess.
Go ahead and move your tokens where y'all want to be having this conversation. Probably should have done this from the beginning. And John 815, want to give a shout out to you. Thanks for hitting that follow button there, John. Glad to see that you're enjoying the hijinks today. And so I'm trying to figure out all this talk about Hadrian, whether or not Hadrian would hear you guys talking about him.
Maybe. Also the doctor.
We still haven't made a token for her, have we? No.
Do we even know her name?
It was Madam something.
We don't have to maintain a strong attachment to what's gone on here. Why don't we just leave when we get to the planet and let the Doctor and Hadrian finish the task and become the heroes of this dimension, and we come back later and see what happened and continue with Kato's mission.
Thank you, Klutz.
That's what I'm saying. We can always come back. It's not a big deal. And it is possible we find this ship again.
Right, and let's just give it away. Let's try and, we can try and make a deal and see if it works. And if it does, we'll come back later and be like, oh, by golly, look at what happened here. But our focus will just be getting back to Ballarad and getting on with our quest.
This, I showed them the device, the Calibra tracker thing. This has stopped working for a while now. It showed me where they were exactly. If I can get it to work again, and we have these ships, we might be able to find them a lot quicker.
Well, you know that it is still working. It's just not getting a signal because you assume
we'll have
that
to
you're
get
too far.
So maybe once we go through the portal, then I'll be able to detect.
And as far as the doctor thing, I don't have a token for her because I wanted to say that Corvin had found a picture of her, but I couldn't find it. And I gave y'all access to the character sheet so y'all could name her and give her a picture.
Her name is Dr. Doctor.
once we get that, we'll set her up for with a token.
The new hero of the fleet and new world finder, her and Hadrian.
And,
So the plan is to go through the, just to go to the planet and then through the portal.
Part ways with Hadrian and the doctor there. They can deal with Boltov.
Should we?
And don't
What's
tell
the
him about
doctor
the
do?
portal. I think we should just sneak off.
Okay. Should we
uh,
give the doctor the option to quit off here while we're in range of the fleet?
How old is the doctor?
She's
How
pretty
what?
old, right?
How old is the doctor?
She was an older-looking lady. I don't think she actually gave her age. I think someone asked her, and she was.
She made a joke or something.
Yeah, she commented about it being rude, asking a lady about their age. But she's really tall and skinny, almost like she's a bit of stretched taffy. Something weird happened to her genetically. She's really tall and lanky.
Oh, okay.
Kato is pretty tall. She was slightly larger than him. Now, as y'all are talking, Hadrian comes walking by, and he catches wind of y'all talking about him, and he perks up a bit. And when y'all start talking about leaving him, and especially leaving him to deal with Boltov, he's like, "Hey, now, if y'all are cutting and running, I'm not getting left behind either. I've already gotten in hot water with Boltov once, and you're not going to leave me holding the ticket."
Well, this is
Are
your
you
chance
saying-
to do it right the first, like you should have done the first time, Hadrian. But with a lot better equipment.
We're gonna need you to give word to Bolton.
And that's something we can most definitely do together. Now, what's this portal I heard you say? If you know someplace better than here, I am definitely on board with that.
Oh, it's just Corvin can make these portals, you see? And I gesture to Corvin.
Yep.
Give me a deception roll.
Okay, I think I have double inability on this.
Who's being deceptive?
Oh, it's interacting positively with humans. Does that count here?
Yes.
Okay. What difficulty?
Before the inabilities, it's going to be a difficulty 4.
Okay, so I'll put it difficulty 5.
I'm gonna
then
help him
roll
out
the
with
ability.
some suggestive voice.
What is that? Does that give me an asset?
Yeah, it's an enabler on persuasion.
Okay. Damn.
He's like, "I'm not buying it, metal man. You done wrangled me out of a perfectly fine hiding spot, and I'm not gonna get thrown into the fire."
No, look, show him, Corvin.
You can just go ahead and stop talking right now, Mr. Metal Man.
I open a portal underneath him.
He's probably hasn't he seen us use portals before?
No.
When we hijacked our ship back.
He was in the back, and I was on another ship.
Oh yeah, he goes.
I open a portal beneath him and drop him from... Okay, so underneath him and above the chair next to him, so he drops out of that chair into the chair next to him. Does that make sense?
Ah!
Yeah, like that.
Well, that's a fine trick and all, but I still don't. I still think that you're planning something here, and I want in on it. You're not abandoning me.
We need some way to contact Bolt from that planet.
And that's something that I'm sure we can get done.
Are you able to build something like that on our way there?
It's anything's a possibility with the right mindset and the right tools, but there's way too much whispering going on over here for you to be simply talking about Mr. Corvin's fancy trick here. Hadrian just wants you to know that he's not gonna be left behind. So you can just get that out of your head right now. I can't stop looking at this freaking picture. And the entire time Hadrian's over there, this is just looking at him. Oh.
Help me build a long range communicator.
I mean, we have a communicator. The ship.
One that
The ship can.
will it reach?
Well, I said it could reach. I just said that you have to worry about whether or not the consortium hears what you're saying. So it's just a matter of whether or not you want them to know.
Is there any way we can secure that?
Yeah, we can possibly try and encrypt it, but even then, like I said, we won't know for sure if it succeeds.
Can I test? Can I make like an encrypted message and then send it to Hadrian?
Brian, can you add that token to the doctor sheet?
Sure. You made her sexy.
I made the doctor.
The doctor.
The doctor. He didn't say she was ugly.
Said she was old though.
Older. Mm.
Yeah, so I want to make a encrypted message. And then send it to Hadrian.
Using the ship?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Send it from me to the ship, maybe.
Yeah, but how would he decrypt it?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you could send.
We're still in fleet space. We can go tell him.
Oh, we haven't left yet, have we?
No, we're still there.
I think we should come up with just a regular code. Code word for if the planet is good, and a code word for if the planet is bad. And we can send that across any space, it doesn't make a difference.
Just the word yes? Just send that to both of them?
Adrian kind of scratches his chin. He's like,
how about we say, Tarvana is a fine woman for good, or Tarvana doesn't enjoy, or Tarvana enjoys her wine or Tarvana does not enjoy her wine.
Adrian is looking mightily confused at you guys, and he says, "Well, code words is all good and fine and all, but don't you need to be having this conversation in front of Boltov? At this point, he ain't gonna know what the hell you're talking about."
We're still in fleet area, man.
We haven't left yet. We're still making repairs to this ship. So all we have to do is take a ship back
Just
to...
go back and tell
fleet.
him. Come on, Hadrian. I thought you were a smart guy.
So you're wanting to delay even more to go flying back? Well, okay. I just saying it probably would have been a smarter endeavor to come up with this before you left the fleet in the first place. That was my only comment. Talking about
Well,
my intelligence.
some crew on the ship that we needed to talk to.
It's not that far. You don't have to go.
Oh, I'm most definitely not going back anywhere near Boltov.
Well, then I don't see a problem.
So let's go talk to him about that, and then we can just send the code word, because he might have
Yep.
one that he wants to use.
And he's like, really don't even have to go back if you don't wanna. I mean, where we at right now is fairly safe. If you want to try and just open up a comms, I can show you some standard encryptions. I mean, we don't know whether or not the consortium even listens to radio traffic in this area. I mean, it should be fairly safe if you want to try and make a communications here, or if you want to go and travel 2 hours out of your way, you can do that too.
We're kind of new to the communication business, except for Quats here.
And the dude pipes up and says,
Yes, there are some standard procedures that's already embedded into the ship that I am mostly positive that the consortium has never encountered before, that would probably make it a little more confusing for them. Though whether or not this fleet that you keep mentioning would be able to properly decipher them, that might require Mr. Hadrian here to add something to the code.
Well, let's message him.
all right, very well. If y'all want to come with me, I'll show you Quats.
Alrighty. She pulls out her tablet.
Get exactly which one of these consoles we're using for what, but he walks over and starts well, first the dude will point out the section of the console that you would need to use, and the proper sequence for the old Earth encryption. And then Hadrian reaches over and fiddles with it a little bit and inputs a new code. And that right there will signal to the fleet that this is another fleet vessel. trying to make a communications with Boltoff's operatives.
Got my encryption key right on.
Each of the each of the leaders of the fleet, they have their own specific code, and this one here is for Boltoff.
So I'll open up a comm channel and I'll ask the dude maybe to use if he can make our quarters here appear more like Boltoff's. Is it going to be just a straight voice comm, or will there be video?
You can do either. It looks like from what I'm seeing from this setup, but probably for a more safe encryption, you probably just want to do audio.
Okay, I'll just stick with audio then. Open up a channel. And then I'll let Kato and Corvin know. Channel opening up.
Hello?
Yeah. Who is this?
This is Baltoff? Put Baltoff on.
Boltoff's secretary.
You got no idea who it is.
Well,
Right.
come on. I don't got all day. It's bad enough I have to sit here looking at this frickin' blinky light.
Is Baltoff there?
But I'm sure Boltoff is around. He's quite busy. What do you want?
Need to talk.
We'd like you to fetch him so we can communicate with him.
And I'm the one you're talking to.
Yeah, so go get Baltoff.
So remove yourself, go find him, and bring him to the communicator so we can have a private discussion.
What you don't understand is that's not how this works. Boltoff doesn't, concern himself with such things.
What you
You
don't
want-
understand is we work for Baltov, and we are telling you to go get your boss. And he will concern himself with this such thing because we are on a special mission from him. So get your butt up, hurry up, get over there, and do what you're told to do.
That
I
all
hate to see what
sounds...
Baltoff would think if you're withholding information from him.
I can't hold out any information I haven't gotten. You have a good day when you're ready to get your head out of your ass.
And he closes the line.
Beep boop boop beep boop beep boop beep 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 boop.
Well, you know, you might just want to tell him what you want to know. They try to keep the lines short. They don't like the consortium, well, because we never know if they're listening.
That's why we didn't want to tell him what we're doing.
We don't know him at all.
Now this is Boltoff's line. Boltoff has lots of people that just do. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Boltoff has someone who wipes his butt for him. But
All right, how about you get us through there, hey Jan? Sounds like a plan to me.
get us?
Beep beep beep.
First
Through
step
what?
to redemption, huh?
Boop,
Get
beep,
us
beep,
through
beep, boop, boop.
to Baltoff.
You talk us to Boltoff. Beep boop 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 beep 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 boop.
You was talking to the person you needed to talk to.
Yeah, it didn't work, did it?
And
So you're saying we're not gonna get Boltoff to talk on this channel?
oh no, he doesn't talk on these things.
Gotcha.
He has people do things for him.
Well, let's take a
Gotcha.
trip, Kato.
Say it again.
Well, let's take a trip.
Alright.
While we're
Yes,
there, we can kill this communicator guy.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. What's his name? Adrian?
Whose name?
Who was that guy? On the phone. On the comms.
Hell if I know.
Yeah.
Call it minion 2,903,000. That'd probably be accurate.
Minion 2,903,000. All right.
It's okay,
got it.
Kato. We'll just call him dead.
So we got to find some guy called Minion 2,903,000.
And kill him.
Right? This is a perfectly reasonable name according to Cato.
Adrian looks over at
Is
Quas
that his
like,
serial number?
he does know that was a joke, right?
Are there other versions of him?
So Kato doesn't really joke. He's a robot.
I don't.
He's just highly intelligent.
I don't really know that much about whoever that was. He may have a brother. He may have a sister. Hell, it might even be a serial number that he's associated with, but it's just a number I just pulled out of the air because I don't know him.
So we are. So I assume we're flying into the thing, unless someone wanted to try and get on comms again.
What do you want to be said?
We need a keyword that we can send to him that he will know means that the planet is either good or bad.
Well, from what you've described to me as what Boltoff wanted you to do, it's gonna be a little more in depth than just a simple yes or no type of answer. He wanted to know if the planet was habitable, but he also wanted to know why the quarantine was in effect.
Well, if it's habitable, then it shouldn't matter if the quarantine's there, right?
I'd have to agree.
Of course,
Because the quarantine, whatever they're quarantining, would make it not a habitable place to live.
I don't really know Boltoff.
No, there might be a difference between habitable and hospitable.
Line of thought, but if he gave you two separate inquiries, he probably had a more in-depth reasoning for it. But if all you wanting to do is just to say yay or nay, then well, hell, that would be fine enough for a code word. I mean, you're probably gonna get this same guy with the stick up his ass, and next time you communicate, he doesn't sound like he's too happy with his job, so he's probably gonna be there for a while doing it. Probably did something Boltoff didn't like.
Kato, I think we should just continue on. We'll send a message back, a communication back saying, yes, it's good, or no, it's not good. That'll be it.
That's pretty vague. I don't think they could pick up what we're talking about from that.
We'll give it a go. We'll say mission successful. Good. Quarantine bogus, or quarantine,
Well, if we say quarantine and the consortium picks that up, they're probably gonna have a pretty good idea of what we're talking about.
That's possible. But then we're leaving, right?
That's true, yeah.
So,
we could always...
What's the plan, bosses? Where are we going?
Should we just leave, or what do you guys want to do?
Well, we're going down to the planet first to check to see if it's hospitable and then coming back, or are we going to Ballarat? Because, I mean, it might not take very long for us to go down there, check the atmosphere, and come back up.
We have to find what's quarantined, right?
We don't
Yeah,
see
that
anything. we don't
that
see
might not
anything.
take very long either. I don't know. That's right.
Let's see. Well, we'll have to wait until we get there, I guess. Because we won't know what we're looking for.
Hadrian seems to have a pretty good idea of what to look for down there.
Do you know what they quarantined?
Well, I don't know why that they got it quarantined, but I will tell you that breaking the quarantine is going to be the tricky part. They have defensive positions set up in a very structured periodic interval in encapsulating the entire planet. On top of that, they have some pretty intensive ships that patrol the area, and there's not much of a hey, what you doing kind of thing. It's more like, oh shit, I'm on fire, explosions everywhere kind of thing. If you wander into the area, if you
So
catch my meaning.
why does he want to evacuate people to that area? If they're just going to die.
Well, that's kind of, I get thinking what Boltoff is wanting us to do is try to find out how, why they quarantine in it, how to get around it, and whether or not it's worthy of moving the fleet to. That was partially, well, that's what me and Tavan was working on when we met you. We were testing the defenses of the area and trying to see if we could find a way to get around the quarantine, and, well, that didn't work out quite in our favor.
Well, if we got our teleporter to work, we could get down there easy enough.
Alright, so what's the game plan? We go down to the planet. We come back up, and we go into the portal.
Can't we learn a fair bit about the planet just from without going down to it? Or can we send...
Yeah, should we, like, make a probe or something?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can make that quick enough. I've never really made anything like that before.
We could try going to the
Can we
planet from
remotely
Ballarat.
fly the Donnie?
Well, remember, I'm pretty indestructible. Well, not
that's true.
particularly indestructible, but I'm
What if
pretty
we try to go there
unkillable,
from,
at
from
least.
Ballarat?
From what?
What if we try to go there using the portal from Ballarat? Because it made a portal above the planet. I wonder if we could change it to making a portal on the planet.
Wait, we can move the portal?
I don't know. We didn't try.
As a GM, that's intriguing.
We didn't try to see what else the portal can do. I mean, it created a portal to another universe, or possibly just another portion or another dimension, but possibly another place in our universe. But maybe it can make a portal somewhere else. It might be a better idea to have all the people come to Ballarat.
That's
which
what I
would
was
be
suggesting
safer.
before.
And then possibly we could see if we can move the portal onto the planet, and then we can go investigate from there.
It'll take a long time to move all those people to Ballarat.
Yes, this is true. But that's up to them. While they're moving the people to Ballarat one ship at a time, we can do what we want in Ballarat.
I'm worried that they'll get found out. Because it's it's already been mentioned that that's a high patrol area.
This is true. But if it's possible to move the portal to the surface, it might be also possible to readjust the portal to where the
The fleet?
where the ships are. What's that place called?
What place?
Where Baltov is, the giant
The
space,
fleet.
the fleet. We could adjust the portal to where the fleet is, and so they would come straight to Ballarat. And then if we can adjust the portal to the planet's surface, we can just move all the people straight onto the planet if we find it hospitable. If it isn't hospitable, they were going to come through the portal anyways.
Alright.
So maybe we should go back to Ballarat first instead of trying to fight through all these people.
Do we want to try and probe the planet before we go?
Might draw attention to us.
Maybe.
Up to you guys.
Alright. Well, I'm down for trying to make a probe or something like that.
Okay, let's go for that.
Alright, so you're going to try and test the defenses surrounding the planet. And then you're going to go to Ballarat, or you're going to continue to go push through to the planet?
I don't know. I think we should go to Ballarat first and see if we can move the portal. If we can move the portal to the surface of the planet, then we're good. Then we can just walk through instead of making a probe.
Very interesting.
All right. Well, let's do it. Let's go probe this thing.
You want to fire off a probe, or you want to try to move the portal?
Let's probe the planet, just so we get an idea of what's there, because we don't even know if we can move the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even sure if we can even make a probe.
There's that too.
Or if we could do it in 4 days as well. I don't know if we can do that.
4 days to make a probe that'll go and check out the planet for us and send back information.
Yeah, just give us like readings on weather and the air and stuff like that. Tell us if it's breathable or whatever.
Hey, dude.
Yes.
Is there any way to scan a planet from a distance, or fire a probe to scan a planet from the ship?
Could do some long-range scans. It depends on really how far out these defensive positions are placed.
Yeah, it might be hard.
Well, but if we fire a probe at the surface, the defensive positions might just blow it up anyways.
I remember, did we have a map for when y'all went first through the portal?
Yeah, there was like a picture of a planet, and we just moved the ship around.
Something said trapped planet, but I think that's just the. Yeah, that's the one from inside the Jade Colossus. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think we just used the one from inside the Jade Colossus.
Well, what we could do is if we can get the teleporter up and running, we can teleport onto one of those defensive stations. And if we can take it over, then it'll be easy to get down to the planet from there.
How many defensive stations are there?
Well,
Okay,
there's a lot. That, planets are big. It's kind of like
Shit.
a network. Periodically placed out so they can cover all angles, make sure no one sneaks in to the planet's surface. Though if
Alright.
if you're
It's gonna be
fast
hard
and
to get down
smart,
there.
you might be able to take one over. I won't guarantee you'll be able to hold it for long, but it could give you a window of opportunity.
I don't know, Kato. Maybe we should just go through the portal, see if we
This
can
sounds
move
like
the
a
portal
really
to the.
hard planet to get to.
I say we go through the portal, move the portal to the planet's surface, or at least see if we can, because it seems like the best survival option. If we can't, then we'll try to rush the gates, I guess.
How well guarded are these defenses?
Well,
Like, are they just small little outpost things?
well, they're not like full-blown stations or nothing. No, it's just kind of like you said, defensive platforms with some weaponry on them, maybe a
Oh.
few buildings.
The problem is that there's a lot of them.
We've been on one of them before.
Was that one of the platforms that we were on?
We were on a platform with buildings.
It was kind of similar from what he's describing, but it was further away from the planet.
That might be because it got caught in that time warp. Or it's because it was a platform that was related to the portal. I'm not sure. So there is that. So they're all like that, basically.
Yeah, something.
What he's saying.
Some from the way he's describing it makes you think of those platforms that had the buildings on it. One of which where you found the time effect with the lady.
Mm-hmm. And would they have like guns that could shoot us down?
The one that you found.
No, the ones he's talking about.
Yeah, the ones he's talking about. They have weapons on them.
All right. I don't think it's a good idea to go flying in there. We'll just get lit up.
Well, we can always do what we're good at, too.
Now, I will tell you that these platforms, if you were to attack one, you don't have to worry about the other platforms attacking you. They're not that close together. They cover a pretty wide area. I mean, it's a big planet. Well, space is big, and the resources of the consortium ain't infinite. They also have patrol ships to cover any gaps between the platforms, but it is possible to try and make an assault. Just that when we tried it, our vessel, well, was more in line with the fleet standards and not with the shiny capabilities that you have here.
Well, I was thinking that maybe we need to get ourselves a consortium vessel. And some
It
consortium
always
uniforms.
comes down to space piracy, doesn't it?
Maybe we need some consortium uniforms, and
actually
we can
a really
actually
good
make this
idea.
a lot easier on ourselves.
That could be a good way to go as well.
Hmm.
And I can I can get by in a crystal. I can even take
Let's just
you can put me in a pocket.
let's put Quats in a gun, and we'll just shoot Quats down onto the planet, and then Quats can just bamf out of the crystal,
Wait,
check it
what?
out. And then send us a message.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but how do we
They're
get
like-
Quats back?
And then Quats can tell us, yeah, it's great, and then we'll come down and pick her up.
She kind of squints menacingly at you, Kato.
Yeah, but then we're in the same trouble of picking her up. We gotta find out.
Are
one
you
of these
saying you're wanting to run an insight check
Are you-
on him?
Well, I'm just wondering, why you seems like it's a good idea to shoot me out into space. But you're right.
In a
I
crystal.
probably could be able to make it to the planet. Well, so could you, Charlie. Why don't you just jump out the ship then?
Well, I can, if you want.
Well, let's just hop out. Why don't they just drop us down? We can take a quick
it's
look around.
because
He's a little
And they
bigger.
can
if you're
transport
in a
us back.
crystal, right, and you get shot, they're probably not going to notice you.
They won't see you. You're just another piece of space dust.
Also, you won't
Bingo.
die from falling from space. I'll probably break into pieces and get thrown all over the planet.
But I could too. It depends
If you're
on
in
the
a crystal.
crystal.
Yeah,
It just depends. If I'm in a salt crystal, I'm screwed.
You
I
need
like
a diamond. Or
I like
something.
my plan, honestly.
I could be in a
Because-
dilithium crystal.
We go and capture ourselves a consortium vessel. We get some consortium uniforms, and we just
I like
drive
that
on
plan.
up. And then
What if they send a distress signal? When we jump on their ship.
It is possible for this vessel to do jamming frequencies.
Ooh.
there you go. Thank you, dude.
Okay. So we're gonna go hijack another ship.
Yes, yes, we are.
It always comes down to
This
us hijacking
This
a
is a
ship.
great plan, except we have a robot.
Wait, what do you mean?
Do we just pretend that I'm a random
No, well,
utility bot or something?
There's places to hide on the vessel. It won't be a big deal.
maybe I can take you in the crystal with me.
They're probably not going to board our vessel.
Okay.
We want to go there.
We're pulling some Rogue One shit right now.
Yes, yes, we are. Damn it, we need some Star Wars. So we go there in this. We'll get another vessel, which is cool. You know.
And then we
can't
go
have
to the
too
big
many.
library by the beach. Alright.
Yeah. We scope out the planet, run some routine checks on the quarantine, and then we come back. And if we need information about the quarantine, I'll just tear it from the minds of the people we captured.
Okay. Alright. Hijacking is always a good plan. It has not failed us yet.
Famous last words. But now, well, when we hijack a ship, we might need to repair it once we're done with it.
We're in the ship salvage business.
Apparently.
I'm pretty good at salvaging. Maybe I could oh no, I'd have to get way closer. Don't worry about that. Alright, so is that what we're doing? We're gonna go hijack a ship?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, let's go hijack a ship now.
Next time, can we just start the plans with hijack a ship?
Yeah, that was what? How long
Will
was that?
save
Like
us a
an
lot
hour
of time if we just start with we're gonna
hour-long
hijack a ship.
conversation, or what we're gonna do? We end up hijacking a ship again.
It's not a bad
man.
thing. We just
No,
need to
it's
figure it
good.
out.
We just Quats is right. We should start with the hijacking.
Well, I mean, we did describe ourselves as space pirates with very flexible morals, so we should have just started with that.
Yeah, but
All right.
there was a lot of good brainstorming here. There's all sorts of ideas being thrown.
We
That's
said we had to find out all the information we could first, and discussion was what worked.
that's why you have a big dining table in the ship. Family meetings.
So we're agreed. This is our plan.
Yep,
I'm-
we're hijacking a ship.
All right. Let's fucking do it.
R. Yo ho ho. Matey.
And with that, I think we'll end the session here because I have to be planning now because I had no idea what we were going to get into with this session. Didn't know how y'all were going to want to approach this mission, if y'all were going to approach the mission, if you're going to want to do Cato's idea of going back to the Ninth World, or what.
We're doing all of that.
Yes, everything. Just all
Yeah.
at once.
It's
But
yeah.
by the way, how are you guys with later times on the Tyranny session? Because Neftis, the player you invited, he says he can't play unless it's after 6 p.m. BST.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. I think that's
That's a
probably
lot
way
later.
too late for
Yeah.
for you guys. Yeah. Well, maybe his schedule will change.
Unless
He's
it's
young.
weekends, which
Right.
Okay. So I'm muting them so I can't hear. I'm gonna hurry up and end this. I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode. It wasn't a lot of action. There was a lot of talking, a lot of planning. This is a big pivotal point of the story. Possible big elements being revealed in this next stage, and I didn't have everything set up because I knew that Cato was wanting to push for his character to go back to the Ninth World, and he actually had it set up that if they wasn't cool with that he would just have Cato leave, and he was going to play another character. Which I've seen the character. It looks pretty badassery. Who knows? This guy may come into play at some point. But I'm going to end it here. We had a few people jumping in and out. I want to thank Monty Cook Games for that host. Couldn't really say a whole lot. I don't like interrupting the flow during the game. I'm glad to see that we had some people hang out for a bit from their host. Be sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already. We try to play this every Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. It looks like we're going to be pushing that back to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time because of scheduling issues. But next week, we won't be playing. I will be out of town, and it looks like Cato is moving during that time, so he's not going to be able to play as well, it doesn't think. So it's good. So we will probably be back the week after that, and I will confirm with the guys first. So,
once the girls are out of school in a couple months,
quick interjection.
then it won't matter as much.
Numenera is a no-go for next week because I'm going to be out of town for one. And Cato, you're possibly still moving during that time.
Tyranny's a maybe. I'm pretty sure that Numenera is definitely out because that's on the Sunday for me.
So you'll be moved by then.
No, I might. Sunday might be the day that I'm moving. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So we're shooting for April the 14th as the next session then.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Are
Alright.
we starting? What time are we starting?
5 p.m. I'm gonna go ahead and change it to 5.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna
So-
run
so-
Birds
so
of
the
a
same-
Feather next Friday.
Sure. So yeah, it'll be the same time as the Tyranny games to make it easy on the time differences. All right, so I'm headed out. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.